Well, the last time I walked through here was looking for the Devil's Dander, and when I passed through this bay I thought it was ideal for camping, not far from Coldingham. Beautiful outlook across the sea and fairly sheltered, apart from directly from the east of course, but choose your weather when you come out, and yeah, you can be lucky. And it's been a long time since I've been on a beach type camp, and you just can't beat it. Anyway, just let you have a look at my little setup. I'll just get back here. I'm using the Van Gogh Blade 100. Complete different setup to the stuff I used to use when I went camping by canoe, because I could just fire loads of weight in the canoe, no problem. Nowadays the weight matters a big deal, plus my knees have been giving me some jip recently and my ankle, so I have to be conscious of weight. However, the Van Gogh Blade pitches low, and if I take the camera, you can see as you're walking down the path, you could hardly know this was here, this particular camp, because it's such a low profile. No wind just now, so I don't know how well it'll stand up, but it's looking not too bad. I'm using one of those jet boils. They're great. Boil up coffee in 2 or 3 minutes. All I really need. My water is, I'm using a filter, Aqua Pure, taking water from the stream, filtering it into here, and then boiling it for coffee. Or, as I say, I can drink straight out of this Filter Pure. It's quite good. Downside is that there's a lot of agricultural activity nearby fields. That means fertilisers and pesticides trickling out into the water, so that's not so good. Nonetheless, that's what I'm using. There. It's a Caramore pack, and this is really good. This is the Thermarest chair. You just put your pad in there and it creates a lovely seat. Makes a big change from just sitting on the grass. Far more comfortable. So that's it really. Not too bad to carry in, but of course I have the camera and the tripod on top of that. But yeah, it's pretty good so far. It's a beautiful morning as I follow the path out of the bay and up to this beautiful viewpoint overlooking the sea. My tent is still in view, but its colour makes it blend in well with the grassy foreshore and the background. St Abbs Trail is an offshoot from the Berwickshire and Northumberland Coastal paths. The Berwickshire path is waymarked for most of its 28-mile route. There is a beauty to the rolling landscape where sheep and lambs laze in the sun. The occasional buzzard overhead is keeping its eye on the flock. Just after Fleur's farm, a path strikes off between the trees. The sunlight filters through, making the most of the wildflowers and colours. An abundance of chirping birds complete the summer scene at its best. At the end of this stretch, the path opens out to fields of potatoes and rolling grassland blowing in the wind. A short while later, and I arrive in the town of Coldingham, famous for its priory, the first on the site, dating from 1147. Coldingham town is a historic conservation village and has a sheltered sandy beach, very popular with surfers. A long uphill climb lies ahead to reach the lighthouse. Past the lovely little cove, Petticoat Wick, which sits within geological rock formations of folded Silurian grey-wax and shales. The small submerged sandy beach looks very inviting. Twitchers look at kittiwakes, guillemots and fulmars, but it all looks a bit precarious, rather them than me. If you look closely here, you will see the Fresnel lenses from the light magnifier rotating in its housing. This is an exposed position, but with its elevation, the views are breathtaking. St Abbs is coming into view now, and it won't take long till I drop down to the harbour. Another 3 miles done, and I can now see my camp coming into view. After the high winds, I am certainly pleased to see my tent still standing. I can camp, but now the task of collecting some water. It is warm, but there's fresh water running into it, so I've skimmed it off the top as best I can, and I'm going to boil this anyway because there's tadpoles in here and it's just not as fresh running as I would like it to be, but nonetheless it's what there is. filtered and boiled, it should be fine, I hope. Well, that's just boiled, and I'm always careful because many years ago as a rookie hill walker crossing the Cairngorm Plateau, and these days when I was doing Munros and things a long time ago, I took some water from a stagnant pond. It didn't look, well, stagnant, I suppose, reflection it did, but nonetheless at the time I was that thirsty, and we used to take this cremola foam, which is a powdery, sugary drink, and I mixed it in with this pond water. It was just a big bracken, or brackish I should say, pond. Mixed it in and drank about 3 cups of it. Well, on the way home that night, I was ill, violently ill, sick, had to crawl the last 2 or 3 miles almost to the car park. The police came and phoned an ambulance. The ambulance came and took us to hospital, and I was violently ill after that, maybe a month to 2 months, and then I became ill, and that's when I was off. And I was really ill. In fact, I became jaundiced and was off work for 10 weeks, ultimately because of it. Now, I'm going to get this fire to light. That's the question. I didn't bring any kindling, unfortunately. This is what a campsite's all about. Best brandy. years ago. Went back to cigars, preferred cigars, and I bought these on eBay. They're what's known as an estate pipe. An estate pipe is in fact second hand. These are second hand briars, or this is a second hand briar pipe. It's a casey. It's got an air filter in here, cools the smoke. Very nice. It's only a few pounds, and it's well made. The briar is actually a handcrafted thing. It costs about £50 new. If you can get over the fact that someone else smoked it, then you're fine. Just me and the crows and the waves. A number of people walked past, and they said to me, just as on the way by, "This is fantastic, lucky you camping out." I said, "Yeah, it's great." They said, "Oh, it's a lovely place, great place to be." And it is. That's 20 to 10. I'm glad that this has been the last day in June. Of course, the days get shorter. Unbelievable how fast time flies. The sky just can't get better than that, can it? I mean, look at that. The colour. Golden red. Silver. The light on the sea. Yeah, it was some evening when the lightning started at the back of 2, thunder just crash and bang and big flashes. Looked out the tent and saw the big fork of lightning strike just in the sea in front of me. I don't know how many miles away it was, it certainly didn't seem far. And I was watching it, then there was a big horizontal one, went right at thunder, followed by a number of quick flashes in succession. So I leant forward, opened the tent door and looked out, just saw a big fork of lightning come right down to the sea in front of me, and then a couple of horizontal, it looked like horizontal strikes on either side coming behind me, probably to some point above on this escarpment, and I thought, wow, that's bad. It was beautiful but frightening at the same time. So I thought, do I stay here in the tent, because tents are, well, notorious in terms of strikes, or they used to be. I know it's a low tent, but it still sticks up on this low ground. And I thought, well, you have to, you know, be cautious here, and actually it's dangerous. So I picked up the first set of clothes that I could find, which was a pair of trousers, no top, stripped to the waist. The trousers were, and I ran across to a small depression at the back there and laid down in the ground in a sort of fetal position. The thunder and lightning was just crashing everywhere in quick succession. And it was actually, had I been able to look at it properly, I would have probably admired its beauty and its wonder and its spectacle. But I was basically bricking it. I've never really been in the middle of one before. Anyway, on came the rain. I just had trousers that I've got out to dry there. I just had those. And when I lay there, rain was pattering down, thundering down. I got soaked. I was lying for 20 minutes in the pouring rain, thinking, when's it going to move on? It's still crashing around about me. Eventually it moved away, maybe half an hour, but I could hear another second lot coming up. So dashed back to the tent, got my waterproof jacket out of my rucksack that was lying in a plastic bag in storage at the side of the tent. Pulled that on as easy as difficult it is to pull on something on the wet skin. Was sticking in all the wrong places. And then I dashed back to the same place and I lay down, and in the meantime it's all still thunder, crashing, lightning, and I could see, I don't think it was a strike because I'm sure I would have heard a bang, but I could just see it flicking across my head. There was no rain this time, but I was soaked, and I just lay there, and again it was crash, crash, crash. I could see the forks just going horizontal across my head and behind me to the higher line here, and some crashing down in the sea. It was really frightening. Eventually, I don't know, 40 minutes perhaps later, it had moved on off, and I counted the flashes, and I could tell that it was getting that bit more distant, still lighting up the sky down there, but there was nothing forking around here. And it had moved on, so I went back to the tent. I was jittering. I was, just wet, soaking trousers, waterproof jacket. Ultimately, it went away. I got up and came back to the tent. Of course, my sleeping bag had been pulled out by accident on my foot. It was soaking, my pillow, other things, and so I had to get my dry clothes out of a dry bag, fortunately I had, in the tent, and dry myself off as best I could. I had double fleece which I was able to put on top. These that are ripped in the process, not that they were up to much anyway, and I had heard that these sleeping bags with hollow fill, synthetic fillings, are good. Keep you dry keep you warm even when they're wet. Well, I lay there and I thought, would I chance it? And I did bring it in, and I lay over the lower half of my body because it was double fleeced up here, but my legs were cold, and though it did help, there's no doubt about it, it was uncomfortable because the dampness seeped into the dry clothes. These are tight to the skin, so I felt that as well. It was some night, that's for sure. What a way to end. Fucking lightning. There's the gear packed up, ready to go. The black bag's my camera gear, my tripod. Everything else slung inside.